Hi, this is Pat DeLuca. Welcome to DP2 Insights. This video we're going to look at color management, control, and rendering intent. One of the many benefits of using an ICC compliant color management workflow is that it enables an automated layer of control over how images and job information is handled in DP2. It does, however, require a certain amount of due diligence on maintaining that system over time so that you understand the relative health or calibration of your input and output devices along with your monitor. So what we're going to do is we're going to review some of the choices briefly in the color management window, reinforcing that color management in DP2, this particular window allows you to manage the environment, the viewing environment of a particular workstation. So for this particular workstation, what I've done is I've set a default monitor profile, but hopefully in your lab you are calibrating and creating, updating profiles for the monitor so that it is an unknown part of your color management workflow. The output viewing profile, in this case I've got the RP30 with Supra, is the output viewing profile for soft proofing on this workstation so that it's the color that I'm seeing on screen is a reflection of hopefully the optimal calibration and paper white of that Supra. Just as a reminder, a target when you're creating a profile for a printer is a combination of the characteristics of the printer and the paper on which the target is printed. So this is what we're viewing here. It would change, probably not dramatically in terms of this video, based on what the printer and the paper type is. The working space profile I have set to sRGB. If these are the ones that we make available, these are the ones that are by default in the DP2 working space profile folder. If you were to set it to none, for all practical purposes, color management will be turned off for soft proofing on this particular workstation. Default input profiles and default color profiles are applied to images and artwork that are not assigned a profile or don't have a profile at the time the image is rendered in DP2. If you go to the Advanced tab, this is where we find the information about rendering intent. And a rendering intent is another tweak. It's another layer of control. What it allows you to do is dictate what type of rendering intent is used by the color management module and DP2 to handle the colors that fall outside the gamut of the printer or your output device. So as you know, every device input or output has its own color gamut that's been defined pretty much by the manufacturer, but within the realm of perhaps sRGB and so on. What the rendering intent does is it says some colors are going to fall outside that in an image, and what do we do with those colors? So in the case of a perceptual rendering intent, what happens is that the rendering intent tries to manage those colors back into that printer's color space. Does the best it can to match them, but within the color gamut that's available from the printer. A colorimetric rendering intent is going to try to match the white of the source to the white of the output. It's going to match the other colors exactly, and if something falls outside of the printer gamut, color gamut, it's just going to clip them. In DP2, we got a couple of recommendations here. Again, this is, we're kind of managing this the workspace of this workstation. We recommend using perceptual for printing because that will better manage your overall colors and it will keep them within the range of what color it was, but it won't completely eliminate them. But for soft proofing and for looking on screen, we actually recommend colorimetric because it's going to help to match that white of what you're seeing on screen to what it would look like on a reflective piece of paper, and allow you to get a better sense of what you're going to get coming out of the printer. Couple of things that were added at the same time we added rendering intent. The ability to apply these settings for all users that log on to this workstation. In addition, I want to point out one thing about the ICC profile data table. If you are updating your monitor profiles on a regular basis, and you've already, I'm sure, been adding them, one of the things that was added in later versions of DP2 is the ability to load profiles. What that does is the ICC profile data table is a part of your system. So this represents all of the profiles available to any workstation, that are associated with a particular DP2 server. When you load the profiles, and in this case I've already got them loaded, but when you load those profiles, it'll go out any new profiles in the folders that are in the KPDP2 ICC profile data table will be automatically loaded and saved to the data table. So it's just a nice efficiency that happened sort of under the hood in later versions of DP2. And that is calling management, control, and rendering intent in DP2 version 16. Thank you.